Welcome to Beading with Machi Wapakwenyu. I'm your host, Lydia Sturby. So today we're going to be working on this Circle of Courage pop socket. So in your kit, you would have gotten your cab already glued to your stiffened felt, a cross-stitching needle, a bobbin with black thread, beads that go along, so red, white, yellow, and black, and an already scored pop socket. To begin, you're going to take your needle and you're going to get some string going from one hand all the way to the opposite shoulder. It's usually a good amount to start with. And just have a pair of clippers nearby. And thread your needle. Okay. Then you're going to put a knot in one end. So again, I like to use this method. It was taught me by Janine Creechy. You just slide that right down the bottom. Okay. So you're going to come up right next to your cab. So as you can see, I've kind of come up in the white there. I'm going to do it 4 beads at a time, but I'm going to start with 2 white beads just to see how far that gets me into the yellow. Yeah, and so it takes me right at where the colors change there. So now I'll do my other 2 in yellow. So just depending where you come up on your circle, you're going to play with the colors to try to match the outline. Okay, so I've done my 4 and I came down at the end. I'm going to try to come up between beads 2 and 3, which is the second white and then that yellow. And I'm going to come through beads 3 and 4. So what that does is it means I'm coming out the last yellow bead, and now I can add 4 more yellow beads. Slide those down. I'm going to go to the end and go down. And I'm going to continue that way all the way around the circle. So I'm just working on my last round here, and I'm going to put 4 more white ones on, and then I'm going to go into a couple on this side of my ring, going back through the way I came originally. Then I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go back and just tack down a couple of those beads there, right at the end of my white. And then I'm going to come back up, enter one of the beads, and I'm going to now go through the whole center all the way around my ring. I'm going to pull it tight just, and that's going to kind of keep it, it's going to pull the circle a little bit over top the cab, and it's going to make it a little bit more uniform for us. So it just looks a little bit neater. Okay, so now that I've gone all the way around my circle and then some, I'm going to come back down. And as I pull it nice and tight here, I'm going to pick up a little bit of the felt. And I'm going to go through that loop I just created. And that's going to just give me a little bit of a knot there. And that's going to keep the tension on my very first circle. So there's the first circle of our top socket. So now, wherever you kind of came, we're going to just come back out here. So as you can see, I've kind of come out on the yellow here. So I'm going to start with 4 yellow, and I'm just going to make my way around the circle again, following those same colors, changing them at the color changes until I get all the way around and complete it just the way I did that one. Okay, so now it should be able to just put 2 white and 2 yellow on and close off my circle just like I did before by going through a couple of these beads, going down. I'm going to come back just like I did for the first circle and tack down the middle of that last section. And just like the last time, I'm going to come up a couple beads back from where I just tacked down, and now I'm going to go through the whole ring again until I get back to this beginning piece. Okay, now that I've made my way back around the whole second circle, I'm going to make a stitch to the bottom here and pull it tight so my circle comes nice and tight. Then I'm going to grab a little piece of felt under there and go through the loop once and do that a second time. Now I know that this isn't going to be enough string to do my outside, so I'm going to actually cut that. I'm going to take a new arm's length of string, so middle of the finger, fold out my left arm all the way, and then cut it at my right shoulder. Now I'm going to thread my needle again. I'm going to tie a knot on the long side by wrapping around and sliding that all the way to the bottom. Okay, now you're going to use scissors to cut off the extra felt. You don't want to get too close to your beads in case you've got a string that's outlying, because if you cut your string you're going to have beads coming undone. So you want to be very careful when cutting your felt. Okay. Now it doesn't really matter where you start for this part, just like at the beginning, eventually you're going to make all your way around. So I'm going to just poke through the edge of the black So I've gone through the felt, but come out between the bead and the felt. And so I've got my knot on the back end here, but that's okay. We won't be able to see it because it'll be glued down to the pop socket. So we're going to add one black bead, because that's where I'm at, is in the black. And then I'm going to go back through the felt to the other side. You can kind of see how the bead is sitting right now. So you see how it wants to sit there? I'm going to come through the bottom of that bead out the top of it. And that's going to make it sit flat like a donut on a plate. Now we're going to put 2 black beads on. And this is the zipper stitch that's going to give us this look where there's one flat, one standing up, a flat, a standing up. So that's that zipper stitch because it kind of looks like one side of a zipper. So that time I went through the back, came out the front, and now I'm going to go right up this second bead. And that's my other flat bead. And we've got one sticking up now. So you're just going to continue this all the way around your pop socket, changing the color as you need it. So you might change it so that you're right at a color, or you might not change it until you're flat one. So this one, I'm going to go to yellow because my flat one is going to be across on the yellow side. See? So just watch how the colors change and how far you can get around. And it is now. Okay, so now I've made it pretty much all the way around. So I'm just going to add on 1 black bead, and then I'm flipping it over so I can see the back. I'm going to come through the very first original black bead and out through the felt. And so that's just going to close off my pattern. And now I'm going to go under some felt and put my needle through there, pull tight, and do it a second time. Go through under the felt, make my loop, go through the loop once, twice this time, and pull tight. I'm going to snip it. Now for this part, I like to use E6000 glue because it bonds pretty good. I'm going to put a little bit on my scored piece pop socket here. I'm going to take my cap and I'm going to put it on. I'm going to flip it over to see, make sure I'm kind of lined up pretty good here. And I'm going to hold it for like 30 seconds. It's easier, you can put it down and press it. And now, when you look at it, you are good to go. They say to wait 24 hours before using it. So if you take off your 3M sticker to put it on your phone case, then press it and hold it for another 30 seconds or so. But don't pull the poppet socket open and closed for one whole day, so that way it can really glue itself to your case with the 3M sticker. That's it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a great day.